Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good morning, everyone. So today we're going to start with chapter 1, Introduction to Multimedia. So let's look into the outline of the class presentation. So first we're going to look into the multimedia definition. What is the definition of multimedia? And then we are going to look at the multimedia today. What's the impact of the multimedia toward the current generation? And we're also going to look at the multimedia research topic and projects. Next, we're going to look at the multimedia component, the classification of media and multimedia data stream. And then we're going to look at the multimedia, hypermedia, and World Wide Web, WWW. What's the difference between multimedia and hypermedia? What is HTTP, HTML, XML, SMIL? And also we're going to look at the multimedia streaming. And lastly, we're going to look at the overview of multimedia software tool. Include music for audio and also graphic and image editing. And then we're also going to look at the video editing, animation, and also multimedia authoring. So what is multimedia? So multimedia is a derivation from word multi and also media. So multi means many or multiple. And media is a tool that is used to present or do a certain thing. Delivery medium, a form of mass communication like newspaper, magazine, or if it's a digital, is a television, radio. It also can be distribution tools and information presentations such as text, graphic, voice, image, music, video, and etc. So media ni adalah benda ataupun tools yang kita nak untuk sampaikan maklumat lah, macam surat khabar macam tu kan, magazine. So sekarang ni kita dah semua dah digital, semua dah di phone. So media basically is apps for media juga. Apa lagi, dalam website, magazine dalam website pun kita panggil media juga, macam tu lah. Okay. So the definition of multimedia is a combination of text, graphic, sound, animation, and video that is delivered interactively to the user by electronic or digitally manipulated means. So multimedia is a combination of text, audio, animation, video dan grafik. So tak semestinya semua elemen ni kena ada. Berkemungkinan ada satu saja ataupun dua ataupun lebih lah, atau ke semua sekali. So animation is one of the multimedia yang mempunyai hampir semua elemen lah. Dia ada, mungkin ada teks, dia ada audio, dia ada grafik, dia ada video kan, dan dia ada interaction dengan user juga. It's possible. Okay, let's look into the element of multimedia lah yang saya terangkan tadi. Ada 5 elemen tu kan. So let's look at the first element, which is text. Text is a broad term of something that contain word to express something. Text is the most basic element of multimedia lah. Kalau text ni apa yang paling basic lah macam surat khabar, magazine. So dia ada text untuk sampaikan maklumat. So it's a good choice of word could help convey the intended message to the user. So untuk menyampaikan sesuatu, yang paling basic sekali adalah teks, selain grafik lah. So it also used in content menus, navigation button, and etc. So this is an example of text lah. Dia ada, kalau kita tengok characteristic of this text, they have font, type of font, they have size of font kan. Dia ada size, ukuran, dia punya type dia. Lepas tu dia ada tengok spacing dan pelbagai lagi lah, dan kita akan lihat lebih lanjut in the next chapter lah. This is just example. And then we look into the graphic, two-dimension figure or illustration. So graphic is a 2D lah, 2D figures. So dalam dua satah lah, so dia panggil grafik. Kalau dia 3D dia dah pergi kepada animation lah. Could be produced manually by drawing or by computer graphic technology. So sekarang ni dia have a digital pen yang kita boleh guna untuk draw directly straight into the software ataupun apps kan, ataupun gunakan jari kamu dekat phone kita boleh draw untuk hasilkan grafik. And sekarang pun ada trending on NFT non fungible NFT tu, non fungible token. So kita boleh jual kita punya lukisan grafik kita ataupun lelong. So harga tu bergantung kepada keunikan lukisan tersebut lah. Used in multimedia to show more clearly what a particular information is all about. So mostly kalau kita hanya sampai ke satu maklumat menggunakan teks, sebenarnya dia tak berapa menarik lah. It's not interesting. That's why sometimes sekarang ni mostly lah information akan disampaikan ada dua elemen, grafik dan juga teks. Dia lebih memudahkan orang faham lah. So dia ada gambar untuk attract orang tengok, dan dia ada teks untuk orang lebih faham lah on the information that we want to deliver. So this is the graphic lah. Example. So sebelum ni dia ada teks saja on the road safety, tapi if we put a graphic image dalam information ni, dia akan jadi lebih menarik lah. Tapi grafik ni tak menarik langsung lah kan. Kamu kena cari yang lebih menarik lah. The third element is the audio, produced by vibration as perceived by the sense of hearing. So audio ni daripada suara kita, dan telinga kita adalah dia punya input lah untuk mendengar. In multimedia, audio could come in the form of speech, sound effect and also music score lah. So daripada speech, perkataan, daripada sound effect itu adalah ataupun daripada music itu adalah audio lah in multimedia. So this is just an example lah. So we have an information about the road safety. We put text and we put image on it, and then at the same time we put a voice where it reads the text here. So nampak dia lebih menarik lah untuk information yang macam ni. So kita tengok on the animation. So animation is the illusion of motion created by the consecutive display of image of static element. So animation basically is a graphic, tapi dia ada motion lah, illusion of motion lah, di mana image tu boleh bergerak. So in multimedia, animation is used to further enhance or enrich the experience of the user to further understand the information conveyed to them. Okay. So ada animation lagi lah, cun lah kan. So this is the example lah. So kita boleh letak animation ataupun video di sini lah. Animation and video animation is a bit different. Animation is from a graphic image. Video basically is a recorded punya information lah. So kita tengok on the video itself. Video is the technology of capturing, recording, processing, transmitting and reconstructing moving picture. So video is more toward photorealistic image sequence, live recording as in comparison to animation. So video also takes a lot of storage space, so plan carefully before you are going to use it. So storage space, I think it's not an issue lah, sebab sekarang most of the storage can go up to terabyte. Even our phone paling kurang pun 64 GB kan storage space. And berbanding dengan animation, video ni more realistic lah, sebab kita boleh record moving punya person, kita boleh process, and then kita capture, kita record dan kita boleh process those moving picture lah, ataupun kita panggil video And then we have interactive multimedia. Interactive media is when the user is given the option of controlling the element. So interactive multimedia ni yang paling mudah adalah game lah. Game yang kamu main kan dalam phone, PUBG ataupun ML, semua tu is interactive multimedia. Basically you can interact with the element in the, or control the element in the media ataupun dalam video ataupun game tersebut lah. So ini contoh lah. So there's a start button, you need to press the start button, then this person here will cross the road lah. Okay. And then let's look at the hypermedia. So what's the difference between the multimedia and hypermedia? So a hypermedia is a combination of hypertext, graphic, audio, video, and interactivity culminating in a complete non-linear computer-based experience. So let's look at the example of it. So this is the example of the hypermedia, where a media has a hyperlink. That's why we call it hypermedia. For example, there's a main page here and there's a link or hyperlink for video, for image, for audio, and others lah. So that's what we call hypermedia. Okay, so I hope you can differentiate between the multimedia and hypermedia. So it's basically two different things, right? So let's look at the authoring tool. So what basically is the authoring tool? Authoring tool is a software, or I would say a software to merge multimedia element. So this software can merge text, audio, graphic, animation, video into a project, and then you can from there you can create a new video or a new animation, for example. So this is designed to manage individual multimedia element and provide user interaction. Okay, so the most common authoring tool that I think you have used before is maybe Multimedia Flash, Multimedia Director, Autoware, or you can use PowerPoint. So if it's the latest, I would say it's not the latest. If you're using a phone, you can use KineMaster to edit your video. It's an authoring tools. You can use Filmora for editing video, where you can insert graphic, audio, video. So it's also a authoring tools. Other than that is, for example, MIT Apps Inventor, websites. It's still an authoring tool. So the function of authoring tool should be music sequencing and notation, digital audio, graphic and image editing, video editing, creating animation or multimedia authoring lah. Okay, so this is an example using a Multimedia Flash. So you can create a person here that can walk past through this road by clicking the start button here. So in Flash you can add button, you can add a drawing image, and you can add a text inside. Okay, it's I would say it's the same as if you are using MIT Apps Inventor, where you can add button and you can add image basically, and you can interact with the what we call with the element lah in it. Okay, so there are two types of multimedia. There are linear and non-linear projects. So a multimedia project is identified as a linear project when it is not interactive and user has no control over the content that is being shown to them. So for example, you're reading a comics or a manga, so it's a linear multimedia because you cannot interact with the manga, you cannot control, you just can read it. For example, a movie or comic or non-interactive lecture. Okay. So for a non-linear multimedia is basically it's an interactive multimedia project. Your user have control or can manipulate the content or element in the media, and user are given navigational control. So this example is games in your phone, a courseware where you need to answer a quiz or a test, and also an interactive CD. Okay. So let's look what are the type of data that can be streamed. Streaming means that we can upload the multimedia into the internet or into the cloud. So basically, more for this current era, we can upload anything: sound, picture, text, mixture of multimedia. So because if it's digital, we can upload it or we can stream it, no problem. Okay. Let's look at the importance of media. So there are numbers of fields where multimedia could be used. Example in business, education, entertainment, home, public places. But mostly right now used for entertainment lah, macam YouTube kan, entertainment, music, and then there also an education macam tutorial. So sekarang ni most of the because of the PKP COVID pandemic ni, multimedia is quite important especially in education. So education kita nak pergi kuliah dah tak payah pergi kelas lah. Everything is in YouTube lah. Pensyarah share link YouTube and then kamu tengok through the YouTube ataupun recorded video from Google Drive, something like that. So kalau important so sekarang ni mostly education and then entertainment tu biasa lah Dan ada juga dia pergi pada business lah. So let's look at the business. So multimedia is used for sales and marketing presentation. So contohnya macam business on realty ataupun hartanah kan. So they using apa kita panggil VR ataupun AR punya teknologi untuk marketing presentation, untuk nampak lebih realistik kan. So dia guna AR ataupun VR. Trade show and production, exhibition kan. So exhibition pun dia dah guna on VR. Kita ada online exhibition ataupun virtual exhibition, staff training application, dan juga company kiosk. So company kiosk macam untuk payment punya kiosk. So it's still a multimedia where you can interact with the software ataupun media tersebut untuk bayar kan. Itu salah satu multimedia punya elemen Education, so of course on the courseware, kita boleh belajar through e-learning, through YouTube ataupun any shared video kan, untuk sampaikan knowledge. And then entertainment, of course kita ada games, kita ada movie, video on demand, online punya ataupun streaming punya ni kan, streaming punya channel. And then home, on television. So sekarang television is all digital. So kita ada integrated apa dia panggil, digital punya box. Kita boleh tengok YouTube dekat television. Even kita boleh browse through television kan. Because right now most of the television is connected to internet through Wi-Fi lah. Kita ada satellite TV, Astro, SMS service for chatting, voting and everything. Public places such as information kiosk or smart card is we can still call multimedia. Even nak keluarkan duit still a multimedia punya lah tempat kan, kiosk, because there's a text, there's a graphic, you need to interact with the software ataupun content tersebut. And then we're going to look at the multimedia punya products. So we have a briefing products, reference product, database product, education training products, kiosks, and entertainment and games. So this is not limited to this list lah. Ada macam-macam lagi sebenarnya. So let's look into one of the example lah from the list: education and training products. So similar to textbook or training manual, but have added media such as audio, animation and video. So this is online lah. Most of the macam apa yang berbayar punya education, e-learning, training product ni yang berbayar, dia ada interactive punya content di mana boleh keluarkan audio, video, dia ada hyperlink, hypermedia. So make up a significant share of multimedia market ranging from pre-kindergarten to postgraduate, offering from technical to corporate training products. Contohnya kalau kita tengok MATLAB, Flash, Dreamweaver, these produk-produk daripada education lah ataupun kita boleh panggil authoring tools juga sebenarnya, kan? So I think that's all from me for this chapter. So we're going to look into chapter 2 next week lah. Okay. Assalamualaikum.